Mekuinkia is a sandbox campaign, meaning players can go in any direction they want, make any choices. The so-called player agency is on full. It's a world uh, comprised of many different small principalities or fiefdoms or kingdoms, if you want. Some are ruled by people that are uh, not very nice. Some are ruled by people that are very nice. Some are fair to midland. There's different quirks and personalities for each of the several different countries. Sometimes they're in conflict, sometimes they're at peace. All depends. There's a bustling trade going on throughout the world. There's a series of very large trees that are revered as neutral territory by most of the inhabitants of the world. Some don't follow the rules, and wars can pop up over these trees and the territory around them. But largely, they're neutral spaces where people come to exchange goods, services, and discuss things uh, amongst themselves, regardless of their country of origin. There's numerous NPCs. There's a group of very private, rich individuals that have large swaths of land that they don't let anybody on. They have their own means and agenda. There's all sorts of different types of organizations and groups, government, private, that all have their own missions and agenda that can play against one another and can involve the players should they want to get involved. Also, there's portholes, dimensional doors in places around the map. They're not easy to find, but if you come across one, it will literally take you to a different dimension. I have this set up as being very transformative. It's something I'm trying. We'll see how the reception is. But if you walk through these, you could be going to a very different place with very different look, feel to it than where you're at. They're based on the imagination of me and my friends. This entire world is the territory, the places, the neighborhoods that me and my friends from youth would travel. They're all just transformed into a fantasy Dungeons and Dragons setting. So, including uh, the landmarks. For example, there's a house that we used to pass all the time on our way to a small copse of woods where we would hang out. Everything's a little bit larger and more fantastical. The the copse of woods is now kind of a forest. We always considered it as such, even though in reality it was just some undeveloped land in between a couple of subdivisions. Stuff like that, just kind of making everything grandiose and fantasy. Anyway, there was this house we would pass, and it was inhabited by a very grumpy, aggressive lady who would always yell at us and complain about us being around. Now, we never went onto her territory or her yard, but she always would bitch and complain and yell at us. So I made her a witch. So just stuff like that. Um, there's there was public schools. I didn't attend these schools, but there was public schools in the area, and I made them all dungeons, just because. Um, why not? All me and my friends, we didn't like school. We'd rather be out having fun playing in our yards or in some of these woods. So we always kind of had a somewhat not a unhealthy, but a general young child's aversion to having to have their time spent in ways they didn't want to. So I made them dangerous and scary dungeons, stuff like that. There was a large river that went through our neighborhood, so there's river travel, and there's dangers and adventures that can be had just by traversing or sailing down the river. So all sorts of things for folks to do. It's a kind of sandbox amusement park type of system, like most sandboxes are. You're not being driven by any particular plot. There is a things going on in the world that have what I would call a plot, but uh, it's up to you whether you want to participate them or what you want to do. So anyway, that's the general gist of it. When you start, you can pick whatever character you want to be. You have to pick a starting spot. You can't just, so pick which of the countries you want to be from, and there's a starting point within each country that new adventurers join the world in. A spawn point, if you will. It's just a way of describing it, and you can go from there in any direction you want to do whatever you want. So, this will be open on Discord. This is kind of a hype map. This isn't really the map that you'll be using per se. We'll have more detailed maps for the area to track your movement and get you acclimated to the geography of the area. So, and of course the dungeon maps will be separate too if you decide to go into those. So we have a staff of people that work on it, and you're welcome to join. It'll run 24 hours a day. It won't be staffed 24 hours a day, but it'll run 24 hours a day, in that you can get on the server and you can make moves and updates and so forth. So it's a kind of a bro OSR, whatever, BROSR, however you say that, type of thing. So if that appeals to you, give me a DM or an email, and we'll put you on the list. Thanks.